After that was a pretty roller coaster match.
Yeah.
Everything in the finals you asked for, isn't it? But just on the wrong side of the end, wasn't it?
Great game to come along to as a fan, not so much if you're the losing coach. I thought certainly the effort and the intensity and everything they brought to it was, from both teams, was exceptional. And they were just a little bit more efficient and got the ball probably on the outside a little bit on us. And we had plenty inside 50s, but we didn't really, we didn't give our forwards the best opportunity to kick a score. So disappointed.
Just a bit disappointed, I guess, the fact that you hit back really hard after getting up the first few goals, but then you kind of just stopped, I guess.
Yeah, second goal. We came out of the blocks a little slow, and then the second quarter obviously was a really strong response. Even game at three-quarter time. So ultimately, as I said, we probably had a few chances at the start of that fourth quarter where we just couldn't quite execute. And to Melbourne's credit, they were efficient when they had their chance.
Fairly strong words to the group at quarter time. What was it? It's pretty rare to see you pull the girls in.
Oh no, it was just obviously that last goal. I was just a bit frustrated by that last goal. I thought we'd actually fought our way back into the game really, really well, and then it just was just a few little lapses there which cost you. Get to the end, and obviously it was a larger margin than that, but those little moments matter.
You mentioned that forward efficiency. I guess it probably summed up all in that in the last quarter. When I think you had 7 of the first 10 entries, but
we did.
From their three entries, they kicked goals. Well, you guys did.
Nah, 100%.
Did that sum up the game?
Oh no, I honestly think it was just a great contest, and as you highlighted earlier, there was moments where they were well on top, and other times we seemed to have control of the game. And yet, at three-quarter time, it was clearly the team that was going to take their moment, and unfortunately we couldn't.
It's been an almost year for it felt like this game sort of summed it up a bit. There have been continual issues throughout the season that have I think a little bit of player availability at various stages meant we had to look at some different models to try and generate score. But we've got we had a full healthy list over the last couple of weeks. So in the end, we just haven't been quite consistent enough, and probably our efficiency of ball use as much as anything is the thing we can continue to work on, or the next coach will continue to work on. But for the group, in terms of what I actually love the season. It seems weird when it's not going quite your way, but often that's when you have the most enjoyment is as a coach, because you just see them trying so hard and working so hard to get better. Sometimes when everything's going well, you kind of feet on the desk, but we were certainly working hard this year.
You've been at the club for so many years. I guess today's not the result you wanted, but what's the proudest thing, I suppose?
That's a good question. Immediately after a loss, you're a bit sort of flat, but ultimately, it's a really impressive group of people. I was excited to get involved in AFLW way back when, because I'd seen the impact that it had on our club in terms of it just made us better ultimately, and there was just a passion and an energy there, which I thought I could maybe help a little bit with regard to the football stuff. But in terms of what I'm most proud of, it's just the way that they treat people, the way they make them feel internally and externally. Anyone that gets associated or becomes associated with our club just they fall in love with our playing group. So it's just been really rewarding to be part of that and to be able to be the coach for an extended period.
You built up some real momentum in the back half of the season.
Yep.
How much of that was player availability, and how much of it was the thought of, oh no, this is your last season, we have to do Doc proud, as it were?
I'd reckon player availability, but also, as I highlighted earlier, they worked really hard. We came out of the blocks a bit slow in terms of the season, and then the players just kept going, kept fronting up, and trying to get better each week. So that's the fact that we got better was no surprise. And we had a number of games this year where we're in tricky spots, but they just had a will to win, which gave us the opportunity to be here today. And obviously we would have liked to have executed a bit better, but they're certainly well in the fight.
What are your feelings like right now that it's all come to an end for yourself? What are you feeling right now?
A little bit hungry. No, to be honest, as I said, this year became a bit of a circus because we talked about it being my last year, but I've just enjoyed it immensely, and I would reflect on not only this year but every year that I've been fortunate enough to be the coach. Has just been a tremendously enjoyable experience, and we've chased success really hard. But we've been able to do that while still looking after people and building a culture that we're pretty proud of. So no real thoughts at the moment. No.
It's a funny thing to balance, because it attention is always on the team and everything. But did you have a moment on that siren where you just sort of, oh, that's it?
No, not really, to be honest. No, I was still engaged in the contest, and we had a chance there to kick. All we had to do was kick one or two more late, and then you never know if you can get it into a one-goal game. But in the end, we weren't able to do that. So right up until the end, I was coaching.
When a champion like Kate Hall is in that form that she is, it's almost impossible to sort of stop her.
Yeah, we looked at a few different options, but ultimately, she's had a great season, and she really impacted today. We had a number of players that also impacted. When the result goes against you, a lot of the focus goes to the team that comes out on top. But I think I probably won't watch it back. But if we did, we'll probably see that we had players equally. But she's a great player, clearly.
Just a word on Chelsea Biddell's game. I thought she was
Yeah,
exceptional.
of course, yeah. No, and all year and since she's moved in the back line, I don't think she was in the All-Australian squad this year, was she? Or...
Oh, no, man.
But she should have been. She's pretty good. But yes, she had another great day.
What's next?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll take a little breather, and obviously because we've announced it a bit early, I've been, it's been very humbling. I've had a few different organisations reach out, see what I was up to. So we'll sift through that. But as I've sort of highlighted all along, I was really just laser focused on trying to do this job as well as I possibly could, and now that's done.
Just broadly speaking, I mean, a streak of 5 preliminary finals in a row is now coming to an end. You're stepping aside. Is this the end of an era for the Crows, or how do you sort of see it?
I don't think so. I'd reflect that our group is actually the age profile of our group is actually pretty good, and while we've got some really experienced players, they're actually still quite young in the game. So I think there's enough talent, and clearly drafts and trade periods pose challenges on that front, but no, we've been able to hold a pretty strong squad together and still always have an eye on the future in terms of making sure that we didn't fall off a cliff. So we'll see, but I'd be pretty confident that they'll be a strong unit next year.
You've been involved with footy for so many years. How have you seen your involvement in AFLW as a part of that whole kind of broader time? How's it as a person? How is it different?
I'm the same person, but it's been a highlight. There's no doubt. As I said it earlier, they had an infectious energy around our club. They made our club better, and I took their chance to be part of that. And I think, holistically, the game is far better for having AFLW. And I think the challenges going forward is to make sure that we keep supporting it and look for every opportunity to grow it and give it the space that it needs to be what it is, which is some outstanding athletes competing, but also it's got the ability to connect us back to community, which I think footy should be part of footy, and so hopefully we can find that balance between the push towards professionalism and bringing the community with us. So it's been great.
Well done.
Cool.
Congratulations.
Thanks, guys. Good.